Good evening, late afternoon, depending on where you're at. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a great segment to my super chat. Thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to keep rocking these live streams. To people who are into my uploads, please go ahead, watch at least the first half an hour of this. And you'll get to exactly the truth behind the ridiculous notion that Rudy Giuliani said truth isn't truth. They've now resorted to sound bites. They can't get Trump on hearsay and gossip. These are the people pontificating and laughing about something that Giuliani didn't even really say. And by the way, if you didn't get notification, please go ahead and share this segment. Let people know about it. But Giuliani didn't say truth isn't truth. This is coming from the same people who use the Steele Dossier. The Steele Dossier has resulted in BuzzFeed suing the DNC because it does not have the information that apparently the DNC has to corroborate a dossier that is complete fake news, gossip, hearsay, compiled by sources nobody knows who these people are. And it's just unbelievable. So these are the same people they're laughing at Giuliani, but they don't realize that it was in the middle of a heated debate. And we'll get to the actual clip in a second. The Steele Dossier is pure gossip and hearsay. CrowdStrike's assessment of the DNC is just CrowdStrike's assessment that it was hacked. Everything comes from either a third party, somebody that was paid by Clinton, a company or people that are linked to Clinton, and suddenly that's the truth that the media has run with for what, a year and a half now. Everything we're hearing about Trump-Russia collusion is not verified by any evidence. There is no truth behind. Evidence and truth are usually synonymous. There's zero evidence that Trump colluded with Russia. Yet Democrats are more than happy to continue to foment the belief, the suspicion that Trump worked with Russia. So it's just interesting, like the same people that are laughing about this. Thank you, Michael C. We do have a great chat. We have a great live chat, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in to my super chat. Thank you. Please go ahead, share this segment also. I'm not sure if people are getting notifications. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But here's Giuliani. Here's Chuck Todd. So mind you, the truth isn't truth comment or statement was never said in the manner that people are trying to convey that it was stated. He never said, well, truth isn't truth, that's why we're not going to go ahead and have Trump speak with Mueller. The truth is there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. The truth is, thank you, River Storm. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words. The truth is that Democrats have used purely gossip and hearsay, just pure gossip and hearsay. Not the truth, the antithesis of truth. They have no problem utilizing the absolute antithesis of truth. From Alexander Dumbo Downer's alleged conversation with George Papadopoulos, to the fact that there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion, to the fact that there's absolute evidence of Clinton transferring top secret and special access program intelligence from SIPRNet, JWICs, and SCIFs. But Comey then said, well, she didn't intentionally do it. And of course she intentionally did what she set out to do. So let's listen to this right now.
A conversation.
Truth is truth. I don't mean to go like.
No, it isn't truth. Truth isn't truth. The president of the United States said.
Hold on. Let's listen.
Testify into having him testify. Yes.
So Chuck Todd wants Mueller to interview. There's something called a perjury trap, where even if, and Alan Dershowitz has stated this many times, even if you're telling the truth, you can still fall into a perjury trap if somebody is lying and saying, no, the president is not telling the truth. Then you could fall into a perjury trap. What Alan Dershowitz, 50-year Harvard law professor, was saying was that you can go ahead and you can still get charged for perjury by telling the truth. If you have other people saying, well, no, he didn't. That's what Mueller wants. Mueller has no evidence, has zero evidence to charge, indict, do anything to impeach Trump. Zero evidence. There's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. The NSA is only moderately confident. The DNC never gave its computer servers to the FBI or anyone in the U.S. government. The ODNI and DHS reports clearly state that their assessments based on confidence, not certainty. Horace, what is this super chat of which you speak? HA getting it done. Thank you so much, Horace. You are such a great, strong supporter of this channel. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. And you're an amazing moderator as well. So thank you so very much. But let's get everyone, make sure that people share, everyone shares this. Please go ahead and share this live stream link. I'm not sure that people actually got notification. But let's go ahead. So okay. All right, so let's go ahead. All you have to do is look at the actual discussion. It's a heated discussion. These are people, the Democrats have zero interest in the truth. They lie all the time. They lie all the time, especially about being a fair and neutral primary, lie about cheating Bernie Sanders, lie about Trump-Russia collusion, lie about Clinton using a private server for convenience and for yoga, lie about golf, Brexit, and grandchildren when it comes to Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton, lie that money played no part of any, injection of money into the Clinton Foundation, and then just, oh, what a coincidence. Oh, what a coincidence. We went ahead and gave people preferential treatment.
Each time by 3 or 4 days so we could write a letter in response. They have taken 2 to 3 weeks to get back to us. So what I have to tell you is, look, I'm not going to be rushed into having him testify so that he gets trapped into perjury. And when you tell me that, he should testify because he's going to tell the truth and he shouldn't worry, well, that's so silly because it's somebody's version of the truth, not the truth. He didn't have a conversation.
Truth is truth. I don't mean to go like...
No, it isn't.
Chuck Todd, oh, the innocent one. So naive and so innocent. Truth is truth. Who'd you vote for? Hillary Clinton. Oh, okay. Person who claimed that she survived Bosnian sniper fire, claimed that she used a server in her basement for yoga, purchased a Steele dossier that was salacious and unverified, leading to lawsuits. Christopher Steele, Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, BuzzFeed is suing the DNC. They're getting sued. Everyone's getting sued. There's zero truth on the Democratic side. Ask Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who was forced to resign in disgrace. Zero truth. Suddenly, the guru, the wise man of MSNBC says, truth is truth. No, truth is not truth. Alan Dershowitz has stated numerous times that you could easily get indicted for perjury. Well, we know, first of all, that John Brennan and James Clapper both lied under oath. Let's not get into truth. What is truth? Obama didn't know of Clinton's server. He contacted her using a pseudonym. And it's his Secretary of State. Of course he knew. Of course he knew. He says he didn't know until he watched from CNN and, and others and other networks. So it's just, it's unbelievable how they feign naivete, and then they're like, oh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We really know what's going on with Trump. Truth is not truth. You go ahead and speak to Mueller. I mean, look, for example, well, truth is not, there you go. The version of truth that they think is not truth. It's not truth to go ahead and say that Trump colluded with Russia based on a Steele dossier and a drunken conversation between two men. It's not truth to go ahead and continually suspect Trump worked with Russia without any evidence. It's not truth to say that, oh, well, the Russians met with Trump Jr. The Russians, there's zero link between Putin and Natalia Veselnitskaya. And if there was a link, why on earth did she meet with Fusion GPS before and after? And so that's what you have to go ahead and ask yourself. That's what you have to go ahead and ask yourself. How do these people live with their version of reality? But let's go ahead. So again, Chuck Todd, listen to the whole thing.
In the purging. And when you tell me that, he should testify because he's going to tell the truth and he shouldn't worry. Well, that's so silly because it's somebody's version of the truth, not the truth. He didn't have a conversation.
Truth is truth. I don't mean to go like...
No, it isn't truth. Truth isn't truth. The President of the United States says, I didn't.
Chuck Todd here.
Truth isn't truth. Mr. Mayor, do you realize what...
No.
This is going to become a bad
Don't do this to me.
Don't do truth.
All he did, Chuck Todd knows exactly what he did. He wanted to manipulate, get a soundbite like Charlottesville. Oh, all sides are equal. All sides are equal. Oh my God, all sides are equal. You said all sides were equal. They're reduced now to these petulant, foolish, childish games. I don't even insult children. To try to go ahead and say that, oh, well, Giuliani said truth isn't truth. Oh my God. No, that is not what Giuliani said. Giuliani was talking specifically about a perjury trap in which Alan Dershowitz has stated numerous times that if you are telling the truth and someone else tells a different version of their story, their truth, whatever, you can still be charged or get into legal trouble. Trump goes and he answers a question for Mueller, and then Mueller finds 2 or 3 other people who says, oh, that's not true. He doesn't even need evidence. Well, that's contradicted by Rick Gates. Rick Gates is not even a credible witness in the Manafort trial, which has nothing to do with Russia collusion. And why on earth is Trump being forced to speak to Mueller when there's no evidence of a crime? They don't even know what he did. And meanwhile, no special counsel. And Peter Strzok interviewed Clinton. Peter Strzok, of all people, interviewed Clinton. And she was never questioned under oath. The President of the United States of America would be questioned under oath about a crime that never took place. Makes no sense at all. Rudy Giuliani, a statement, my statement was not meant as a pontification on moral theology, but one referring to the situation where 2 people make precisely contradictory statements, the classic he said, she said puzzle. Sometimes further inquiry can reveal the truth. Other times it doesn't. Then one person said, well, Trump can avoid the perjury trap either by not committing perjury or no. Oh, invoking his Fifth Amendment rights. It's like, no. The whole issue here is to set him up and frame him. That's exactly what they want to do. That's exactly what they want to do. Let's listen to Sessions real quick. This is PBS. This should be interesting. What does old Sessions have to say?
But before I conclude, let me say this. There are those in this room, and maybe more than a few in this room, who get frustrated about when they turn on the TV at night, you have to take Rolaids. Got an opinion about what the Attorney General should do and what something else should do. Well, I get frustrated too.
I don't know if you can hear this, but let me know if you can hear it.
Things I'd like to be able to say and explain. But the rule of law isn't always about getting the outcome. It's using the same fair process, pursuing the truth wherever it leads. We can never allow any part of our legal system, and least of all, the Department of Justice, to be reduced to a tool for political objectives.
Well, which is what happened under President Obama with Loretta Lynch. But anyway, go on.
This department will not make decisions based on politics, ideology, bias, as long as I'm Attorney General. I believe that this is what the American people expect. I think this is what the American people expect and deserve from the Department of Justice. And we will not confirm investigations or leak sensitive law enforcement information to get a few cheap headlines. I am determined, we are determined as a team in the Department of Justice to reestablish proper discipline in these matters that has been eroded.
All right, so that's interesting. Shalon Collins. Everyone subscribe to Shalon Collins, hoping the U.S. government, Trump, and Julian Assange come to an agreement. I want Julian to testify to Congress and Kim.com. I want Julian free. Absolutely. I agree 1,000% with you. Shalon Collins, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And Shala is absolutely wonderful. Everybody go to her channel right now. She's almost at 4,000. She's at 38, over 38. And I agree with Shala Collins. She's beautiful inside and outside. Shala Collins is awesome. Hoping the U.S. government, Trump, and Julian Assange come to an agreement. Once that takes place, and you talk about truth, and that's a great point, Shala. He published the truth. And people like Chuck Todd are like, wow, you know. So I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you. Sessions is, my bet has always been that Sessions and Trump are probably playing a game. Probably playing a game. Probably just going ahead. And to John Brennan, today President Trump granted our request to handle your case after threatening if you don't, it would just be like Obama's red lines. Come on, John, you're not a blower. So Giuliani is ready to go ahead and defend Trump. And the deposition would be fantastic. Nico Filippone, thank you so much. I sent you an article about single payer. Okay, thank you, Nico. I'll check that out. Alexandria on Daily Show gives you your explanation. But you mentioned something, Alexandra, about the negotiating prices. I mean, well, okay, but that's still not my thought. My whole point is the budget right now. The federal budget of 3.8 trillion, around 1.1 trillion is spent on around 50, 60 million Americans, including Medicare. Let's just say Medicare is 44 million. How do you go from 1.1 trillion to 1.3 trillion for $320 million? It's not for 320 million people for the same amount of cost per year. If the budget for Medicare and health is 1 million for far less than 320 million Americans, how do you go from 1 million to 1 million or even 2.5 trillion, 1.3 trillion or 2.5 trillion for 320 million Americans. How does that even happen? So, and you can't, I mean, the rebuttal can't just be, well, Alexandria, like, she said something about, I don't know if that's what you're referring to actually, but the Daily Show, I saw her Daily Show cutting defense. That's not going to do it. You cut defense by bringing home soldiers. She didn't say that. And then she said, we reprioritize. Yeah, you have to kick Max Boot out of the Democratic Party. Whole bunch of things. Taxing people is not going to help either. You're talking about, at least the numbers that I see don't match up with reality. But again, I could be wrong. But anyway, I spent the whole last segment on that. Oh, I agree with you on that. But see, that's the thing. I mean, you can't have it. You have to close down those bases, and you have to go ahead. If that doesn't happen, you can't afford it. See what I mean? So I do agree with you about prioritizing the budget, bringing home 450,000 soldiers. I would love, closing down 900 bases. I would love, but you can't have single payer at all if you don't do those things. Democrats are saying, well, we don't need to do those things. Plus, we can have single payer. To me, that's not. But I do agree with half of what you're saying, or more than half. But anyway, let's listen to this again. So it's a heated discussion, and if they take a soundbite from it. So Giuliani never stated that ever. He never said truth isn't truth, and that's it. They weren't talking. It wasn't a philosophical discussion. It was truth isn't truth in the context of a perjury trap. For example, well, with Clinton, it's like hilarious. There's so much evidence that shows. But if Clinton said that, well, she was just blatantly lying. But let's use Trump. Trump says, look, I didn't collude with anyone. There's no evidence of it. I didn't collude with anyone. And, Papadopoulos or anyone says, well, you know what he did? He went ahead and spoke to Putin. Then even if it's not a perjury trap, Mueller can say, well, we have conflicting testimony. Let's go ahead and end this probe in 20 years. So the whole thing is just ridiculous. But here.
They're having him testify so that he gets trapped into perjury. And when you tell me that...
And by the way, Professor Alan Dershowitz has stated, Professor Alan Dershowitz has stated, liberty for Flint. Thank you. Liberty for Flint. Thank you. Alan Dershowitz has stated time and again that even if you tell the truth, if somebody lies, you can still fall into a perjury trap. That's it. You think Mueller, like Chuck Todd is trying to say that Mueller is just going to use Trump's answers and that's it. No, he's going to utilize Trump's answers and try every possible way to discredit Trump, even if he's telling the truth, which didn't happen under Clinton. Clinton was like overt crimes, overt everything. She'll eventually get charged with a crime. But it's like the insane, maniacal attempt to just try to take down Trump by any means possible, every single means possible. That was not how Clinton was treated. And she actually did commit many, many crimes, not just with the Espionage Act. U.S. Code 793F was enough to indict her, even if she didn't intentionally transfer top secret and special access program intelligence from SIPRNet, JWICs, and SCIFs onto her server. But here's the full exchange.
That, he should testify because he's going to tell the truth and he shouldn't worry. Well, that's so silly because it's somebody's version of the truth, not the truth. He didn't have a conversation.
Truth is truth. I don't mean to go like...
Here we go.
Truth isn't truth. The president of the United States...
Chuck Todd's laughing. Oh, if it was so simple. Truth is truth. Golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. That's what Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton were talking about. Hillary survived Bosnian sniper fire. Hillary used a server for convenience. And yoga, she deleted yoga emails. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was telling the truth. It was a fair and neutral primary. Then she was forced to in disgrace to resign in disgrace. Donna Brazile was telling the truth when she said she never passed debate questions, but of course she did. Then she told the truth again by admitting she passed debate questions. Bill Clinton told the truth when he said, I never had sexual relations. Then, of course, he told the truth again. So let's not the truth is a foreign word to Democrats.
The States says, I didn't.
Truth isn't truth. Mr. Mayor, do you realize what
No.
This is going to become a bad
Don't do this to me.
Don't do truth
Donald
isn't truth
Trump.
to me.
Donald Trump says, I didn't talk about Flynn with Comey. Comey says, you did talk about it. So tell me what the truth is.
Don McGahn might
If you're such a genius, Don McGahn doesn't know. If that's the situation, okay, two pieces of evidence. Trump says, I didn't tell him, and the other guy says that he did say it. Which is the truth? And maybe you know right. Because you're
Under
a
two
genius.
people, I know you're right. I don't read minds on that.
So Chuck Todd eventually agrees. Oh, you're right. I don't read minds. Okay. So even in the meme that is truth and truth and truth is truth, at the end of the day, he even admits that he's wrong, or he admits that he can't go ahead and try to corner Giuliani. Horace, thank you so much, Horace, as always. Allow me, please, to play devil's advocate. We've been in deficit spending mode to the gain of central bank since the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. Yeah, well, I mean, I think the biggest problem we've had is wars that not only from a moral sense should never have engaged in, but wars that weren't even put in the budget, that we're spending interest payments on. So, I mean, that's, you know. But Horace, thank you, Horace. Thank you. And it's unbelievable because at the end of the day, he didn't collude with Russia. And whether you want single payer or whether you want to ban fracking or whether you want free college, none of it's going to take place if Democrats continue to focus on Russia. None of it. And they're setting themselves up for the destruction of Bernie's movement. If Nancy Pelosi and Democrats lose in the midterms, they'll blame Bernie voters. And they'll say it's all your fault. You're just like the Green Party. And we're going to move away from single payer. We're not going to do any of those things. If they win, they're going to say, you know, we really don't need our corporate kind of love affair worked. So try not to mess it up in 2020. Either way, they're setting themselves up to jettison the most vocal, passionate. So they already lost people like me. They already lost people like hardcore, like who would rather initially have Trump win than vote for somebody who cheated and vote for somebody to the right of the Republican Party. Alexander M. Gonzalez, YouTube, Darletta Scruggs, Fox News, 19-minute interview, and made Neil Cavuto sweat on live TV. She got him on tuition-free college and Medicare for all. Okay. We're spending our money on wars. I agree with that, but this is the thing though. That's not what Democrats are not saying bring home our soldiers. So I agree with that premise, reduce the military spending, but you can't just say slash the military spending. You have to also say bring home soldiers. So Alexander, that's my rebuttal. My rebuttal is you don't hear the words from either Democratic or most pundits on the left, and you don't hear the words from Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or anyone. Bring home our soldiers from war. You don't have that, and I have not heard the actual, in terms of like the 1.1 trillion right now we spend out of the $3.8 trillion budget, federal budget, every year on Medicare and health costs, from a federal budget for around 50 to 60 million people. And I'm adding 20 million to the, I'm not 100% sure it's even 20 million added to that. But how does Bernie go, or how does anyone go from Bernie's estimate is like 1.3 or 1.4 trillion? I will, Alexander, I will. I'm sure she's very good. I will. But my whole thing is, how do you go from 1.4 trillion for about 50 million people to 1.1 trillion for 50 million to 1.3 trillion for 320 million? I don't see how that happens. But okay, so let's just finish up this Giuliani truth isn't truth.
Let me ask you this final question.
No, let me finish. We have a credibility gap between the two of them. You've got to select one or the other. Now, who do you think Mueller's going to select? One of his best friends, Comey, or the president who he has been carrying on a completely wild, crazy, unorthodox investigation?
Is it possible he makes a conclusion based on who's been more truthful over the years?
No. Because who's been more truthful over the years has nothing to do with evidence of Trump Russia. Mueller exists because of a Steele dossier and Comey's notes, both of which are complete gossip and hearsay. So there you go. It's complete and utter gossip and hearsay. The truth is not gossip. It's not hearsay. And yet here we are talking about this nonsense.
It's possible that he'll make the conclusion on which of the two statements is more logical, which of the two statements has more common sense. Yeah, it's possible he can do that.
NBC News fan?
So that's it. So truth isn't truth. It's now a meme. Oh my God. And it's like, you heard it. You can watch the replay. The whole thing is obviously part of a debate in which he's talking about Comey's version. And again, it's within his right under Article 2 of the Constitution as the head of the executive branch to say whatever the heck he wanted to say to his FBI, the head of the FBI. And you didn't see James Comey resigning after let's just say that Trump said, take it easy on Flynn. Because first of all, General Flynn didn't do anything wrong. The premise, the foundation of all these, the foundation of all of these investigations and accusations, they're predicated upon the Steele dossier, which is salacious and completely unverified and gossip, and purchased by Clinton. And the NSA's moderate, the FBI and CIA's highly confident assessments. Who was the head of the FBI? James Comey. Who was the head of the CIA? John Brennan. Both hate Trump. So both hate Trump. I mean, where is hey, Sojourner, we need to get out of Afghanistan and Iraq. Afghanistan was to get, okay, he's dead and now we win and we can leave now. Exactly. No, I agree with you. We have 11,000 soldiers, close to 11,000 soldiers in Afghanistan. We could have close to 6,000 in Iraq. We need to get out. We need to get out. And I agree with you 100%. And I say that all the time. The free college, I do agree with in that you get the free college would be a lot less expensive, a lot less complicated, and it would lead to people, businesses and all that stuff. It would lead to more people. If you have more education, you can have more people who start businesses and, So it's like they're kind of stuck, and they're kind of being slowly crushed by the weight of their own corruption. They don't realize it. They don't realize that you're not going to win based on memes, and you're not going to win based on like harping on Russia. By the way, we have almost 300. Kind of a slow segment today. Slow day today. I guess there's like everybody's waiting for the Manafort trial. When it's a slow day, people don't get notifications. What gets us into trouble is not that we don't what we don't know. It's what we know for sure, and that just ain't so. Mark Twain. It's what we know for sure that just ain't so. Exactly. Mark Twain is like amazing. Exactly. Bill Clymer. Yes. Bill, thank you so very much. Mark Twain is one of the great, most wise, has possessed great wisdom and just amazing. Greatest truth tellers of all time. One of the greatest truth tellers, one of the wisest human beings of all time. So let's go ahead really quickly. So it's day 3, and there's still nothing yet with the Manafort trial. They're probably going through probably torture. So Manafort trial. This is hilarious. This is supposed to be a slam dunk case. The defense was right. They're like, day 4 of deliberations. Day 4 is tomorrow. It's just unbelievable. Day 4. Manafort jury, 3rd day without verdict. Smoke break, sandwiches, and solitaire. Manafort verdict waiting game. After another day of deliberations with no outcome, reporters and lawyers have settled into a time-killing routine. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. And Manafort, of course, is being tried for things that have nothing to do with Russia collusion. There you go. Liberty for Flint. Thank you. Horace. Thank you. Alexander. Thank you. A Sojourner. Thank you. Okay, so Mark Twain never wrote it or said anything like it. Okay. Well, apparently Mark Twain never said the quote. Okay. Mark Twain never wrote. Oh, there you go. He's still one of the all-time greats in terms of wisdom. So. What is your prediction, Alexander? Sure, but what's your prediction? So let's go ahead. Finally broke 311 people. We're usually around 1,000, but it's a slow day today. What can we do? Let's look at the midterm polls. Let's just see if there are any polls. Midterm polls, Real Clear Politics. Well, still 6.8. Oh my God. Latest one, Democrats up 4. So it goes from a tie. I love this. It goes from a tie, an IBD, International Business Times or Investors. Investors Business Daily. Polls give Trump an A for economy. Investors Business Daily tie, then 7, 7, 11, 9, 9. Give me a break. And then back to 4 with The Economist. You will come back to our side when Bernie gets attacked by all sides. Alexander, what'll happen? Let me tell you, because I care about you and I do care about a lot of Bernie voters and people on the left. I have a lot of dear friends who are still on the left. And what I'll say is perhaps something that a lot of people won't like. What I will say is when Bernie's attacked by Democrats, what I'll say is come here. The water's warm. Just, try the Trump train. And people would say that to me and I'd be like, no way, no way. People would say that all the time. Why don't you come over here? The water's warm. It's great. It's fun. And think of it this way. The best way to get political retribution is to simply vote Republican. That's the only way. That's the only way to reform the Democratic Party to where they're a viable party and to where, hopefully one day they say, bring home American soldiers from war. We need a true left that is completely anti-war, not just anti-Israel. Anti-war means anti-Israel for the left now. We need a left that says, bring home American soldiers. Those words, not just slash the military budget. Bring home American soldiers from war. Bring home American soldiers from war. A sojourner, the ANC is now confiscating border land. There are new laws. These are actual refugees that we should be helping, not economic migrants from Mexico and Central America. Well, thank you, a sojourner. I'm reading. Okay, some publications here. Land here. Okay, so land reform. Farm seizures. Thank you so much, a sojourner. Let's go ahead. So today we're still waiting for, today's a slow day. We're still waiting. Oh, George Papadopoulos' wife is going on Sean Hannity tonight. Excellent. He should listen to his wife. Bruce Tomaszewski, CNN just doxed the jury. Oh my God. This is a huge plot twist. The jury is made up of made completely of ostriches. Oh, Bruce, you got me, Bruce. Bruce Tomaszewski, you got me again. Bruce Tomaszewski, CNN is a huge completely of ostriches. It doesn't look good for Manafort. If the jury is an all ostrich jury, they'll be like, that jacket, how dare you? All right, so let's go ahead, see what's going on here. Bruce Tomaszewski, thank you, a sojourner. Bruce Tomaszewski, thank you. Let's just see what's happening here. Oh, this is hilarious. Someone put Hillary's face on on the satanic statue in Little Rock. It's so great. Oh my God, that's so great. And I missed it. Oh, what am I doing? I just clicked. Is that true? Is Michael Moore's anti-Trump? Is Michael Moore's film produced by Harvey Weinstein? Oh my God! Please say that's the truth. Please say that's the truth. Oh my gosh! Oh my God! That would be so great. Is that true? Oh my God! The Weinstein Company before. Oh, that's hilarious. So he was actually working with Harvey Weinstein. Says everything you need to know. Oh my God. This is so funny. Battle brewing between Michael Moore, Harvey, and Bob Weinstein over Donald Trump themed Fahrenheit 9/11 sequel. Wow. A potential legal battle is brewing between Michael Moore and Harvey and Bob Weinstein. The sequel Moore is making to his 2000, which became the biggest. Okay, this is a little bit. This is in 2017, before this all hit. The Weinsteins have control of the documentary. Oh, that's funny. The Weinsteins have control of the documentary, and they are right now blocking Moore and his WME reps from being able to set the film. Oh, that's so funny. With a theatrical distributor, a premium. So what? So that's funny. So they initially had control. A sojourner. Ay, ay, ay. 49 Ebola, Congo. They are fleeing their civil war and heading to guess where? Doctors Without Borders is looking for 2,000 potential carriers. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. I got to look that up. Wow. It's like every day there's. And don't you love it? Like the anti-Trump documentary was produced by Harvey Weinstein. Oh, that's so funny. Harvey Weinstein, Michael Moore. So apparently it worked out for Michael Moore, kind of. This is hilarious. This is Michael Moore is so great at like pontificating. You know, I love you, brother, but this deficit spending, central bank nepotism must be spoken out. I despise these cash cows on the central bank side of the equation. Single malt Mondays. Yes. How do you know? Horace. This is the thing. I mean, I totally get the problems or the concerns. But the only thing is, if you open up the Federal Reserve to politics, even though it's shady, I don't know what happens. But I do agree with, what you're saying. I don't have any disagreement with the concerns regarding central banks and all that stuff. So Michael Moore, wow, that's so great. That is so great. So Michael Moore and Harvey Weinstein. This is the that is so funny. Weinstein served as executive producer from 2004 documentary. Oh, that's so funny. It's a cultural moment. Of course, he goes and talks about this is Michael Moore and Harvey Weinstein scandal. It's a profound cultural moment. Yeah, you used him for both of your movies. Isn't that funny? Preach to us, O moral one. Weinstein served as an executive producer on Moore's 2004 documentary Fahrenheit 9/11, and recently bought the rights to his new Donald Trump documentary. And he, no, it's all good. No problem. No problem. That's just fine. Please pontificate, Michael Moore, on how horrible Trump is as you work with Harvey Weinstein to enrich yourself. Please tell us about the dangers of capitalism as you work with Harvey Weinstein, Michael Moore. Horace, thank you. Oh, we'll get to 400 because we got hopefully 10, 15 minutes left to do it. That is so funny. So it's like, hopefully Trump pulls a bunch more security clearances. Whatever happened to MySpace? I never had a MySpace account, but obviously it got overtaken by Facebook. Twitter's really the only thing that the Democratic Party has in terms of like a collective consciousness. They don't have anything holding themselves together. Oh my God. This is insane. John O'Brien.
Inspector General or
respectfully
the
disagree.
review board.
I respectfully
I'd like,
disagree with you,
I'd like
sir.
to read the exact words. The exact words of the review board were, it resulted in inappropriate access to SSCI's work product. And your Inspector General reached the same conclusion. And so the question here is when you're talking about spying on a committee responsible for overseeing your agency, in my view, that undermines the very checks and balances that protect our democracy, and it's unacceptable in a free society.
This is a Democrat, by the way, Wyden.
Your compatriots in all
with Feinstein right next to him, like upset.
of the sister agencies agreed with that. Now, you disagree?
Yes, I think you mischaracterized both their comments as well as what's in those reports. And I apologize to the chairman and the vice chairman about the de minimis access and inappropriate access that CIA officers made to 5 emails or so of Senate staffers during that investigation.
I love this guy. Always when you're caught with your pants down, it's the other person's fault. No, honey. No, you know what? Yes, she's in this bed with me right now. No, you close that door and you apologize. What? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? You caught with your pants down? You know that song? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. That song, the old Shaggy song. That's Brennan. And it caught him in the shower. It wasn't me.
And I apologize to them for that very specific, inappropriate action that was taken as part of a very reasonable investigative action. But do not say that we spied on Senate computers or your files. We
You're caught already. You lied under oath, buddy.
did not do that. We were fulfilling our responsibilities.
I read the exact words.
Why did the Inspector General, a third-party Inspector General, said the guy spied? All right, the guy spied. Hello, Brennan. You caught with your pants down. It was not the best sight in the world.
Of the Inspector General And the exact words of the review board, you appointed the review board. They said nobody ought to be punished, but they said there was improper access. And my point is, in our system of government, we have responsibilities to do vigorous oversight. And we can't do vigorous oversight if there are improper procedures used to access our files. My time is up.
And Senator, I would say, do you not agree that there was improper access that Senate staffers had to CIA internal deliberative documents?
And Clapper is right there next to him. I got your back. I got your back, Johnny boy. John O'Brien.
Was that not inappropriate, unauthorized?
I can tell you, having talked at length to our staff, everything that we determined they did was appropriate.
Yes, and I'm still awaiting the review that was done by the Senate to take a look at what the staffers' actions were. Separation of powers between the executive, legislative branch and the Senator goes both ways. And I do think that you...
Whoa, look at that. Brennan's fighting back, but he's only fighting back because he knows he's not going to be charged with anything. What they should have done is simply gone ahead, indicted him for perjury, and then he can go ahead and talk with the nonsense. Oh, well, I want to see what the staffers did. Brennan's an American citizen, a government employee. That's it. That's it. And he should be treated like every other American citizen. So should Hillary Clinton.
Mischaracterizing the full tenor of both the Accountability Board and the Inspector General's report.
That's what he said. This is how Brennan gets away with it. The full tenor. The guy spied. It was only 5 pages of notes that we spied on. Wyden should have said even 1 page of notes. Even 1 page of notes is too much. Even 1 page of notes is too much to spy on. So there are all these memes. These memes are hilarious. The Hillary memes are absolutely hilarious. These are the best. All right, let's see. There was such a great Hillary meme here. Someone should ask Michael Moore if he knew of Harvey Weinstein's past when he signed a deal with Weinstein. I love how Michael Moore will be the first person to be like, socialism and capitalism's horrible. Oh, and women's rights. Oh, who produced both your films? I'm the Harvey Weinstein. Oh, did you see you don't see hypocrisy? Okay, gotcha. No problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, almost. Let's do a good hour. We're almost there. The torture is almost over, ladies and gentlemen. Regarding the truth isn't truth. Alrighty. Let's go ahead. Oh, Hillary for prison. Oh my God, did you hear about the woman in the alligator? It's horrible. She was protecting her dog, and it's just, I mean, I was in the northern part of Florida years back, and you can see like these canals, these like, lagoons or canals or whatever. And at night, I just felt like I'm like, they're watching us. The crocodiles are watching. And you just feel it. It's like freaky. Michael Moore not only worked with Harvey Weinstein, but he was battling them in court. So you can't say that. He can't say, well, I didn't really work with them. Yeah, not only did you work with them, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much to my super chat. Thank you so very much. I will see you in a little bit. And let's hope that people understand the whole Rudy Giuliani thing's ridiculous. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone. My super chat, thank you. I will see you very soon. Thanks, everyone.